Hi class, I just wanted to make another video on the Hex Schmitt trigger, which you guys are probably all experts on now at this point. But instead of using it to produce audio, we're going to use it to blink an LED. And I'm going to talk about why blinking an LED might or will be useful actually for audio applications. So I have my Hex Schmitt trigger installed in this very large breadboard because my small one is occupied with a circuit that I like right now and I don't want to take it apart. So I'm going to wire this guy up. And then a resistor across the first two pins. I'm going to use a 100 microfarad capacitor, which is quite large, so it should oscillate relatively slowly. And then instead of taking the output of the second pin and passing that to the amplifier, I'm going to pass that through a 1000 ohm resistor, which I have here. 1000 ohms is a good universal value to use with LEDs that you find in the lab. The LED gets plenty bright, and 1000 ohms just pretty much guarantees that you're not going to burn it out. But you could go lower, but I don't recommend it. So use a 1K ohm resistor. And now I'm going to pass this from the output of the inverter here to some other hole in the breadboard on an unoccupied row. And then I have my LED here. And LEDs, you'll notice they have a long leg and a short leg. I've bent the long leg here. The long leg connects to the resistor, and the short leg always goes to ground. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Oops. And now, if I've done this correctly, the LED should blink. Now, here's another interesting thing about your trigger. So we've been using these inverters here with resistors across the pins in order to create feedback so that the inverter is constantly turning itself on and off at a certain rate and becomes an oscillator. But this chip has 6 inverters on it, so these inverters can be used as inverters without feedback. So what does that mean? Well, here I'm using the first inverter with a feedback resistor to oscillate this LED. But if I wanted to have another LED blink and be on when this is off and off when this is on, all I would do is take the output from this first inverter and pass it into the input of another inverter. So I'm going to use this tiny wire here. See if I can plug it in. Okay, so I've passed the output of the first inverter into the input of a second inverter. I'm going to get another resistor. I'm going to plug that into the output of the second inverter and into some pin that's off away from my Hex Schmitt trigger. Okay. And I'm going to get another LED, and the long leg is going to go to the resistor, and the short leg will go to ground. And I missed, oops, I see what I did wrong. No, wait a second. Oh, I don't know what I did. I must have missed a pin or something. Anyway, you can see now that when the one is off, the other is on, and vice versa. So that's what an inverter does. If the input is on, the output is off. Now, if you know about, you might have heard of a tremolo effect, which is when you modulate the amplitude of a signal. You turn it on and off, or raise and lower the amplitude rapidly. And if you do that really fast, then you get amplitude modulation. But at lower rates, less than audio rate, you just get a nice tremolo effect. So how can we use these LEDs to do that? Well, I'll show you in the next video.